Senegal is not the only country that's facing difficulties getting into the United States because of Donald Trump's visa bans, and also the price of tickets and accommodation make it unaffordable for many others, even in richer countries.
Conan, thank you for that. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill questioned Homeland Security leaders today over immigration enforcement and their presence during the upcoming World Cup.
Donald Trump get another brutal warning sign ahead of the World Cup. And this one is not coming from hotel executives, even though they're doubtful. It's not coming from civil rights groups, even though, yeah, they've warned travelers not to come. And it's not coming from international fans who have voiced their fear of traveling to the US. It is coming from the American public.
It's just 1 week now until the 2026 FIFA World Cup gets underway in Mexico City, when one of the three co-hosts, Mexico, play South Africa at the Azteca Stadium. It will be the largest tournament yet, with 48 teams taking part, and it's the first to take place across 3 countries. It has not been without its controversy, with Donald Trump's immigration crackdown leaving fans of many countries unsure if they can enter the United States. Trump's threats against Greenland and his bombing of Iran, one of the countries taking part, had raised the possibility of boycotts, and exorbitant ticket prices are making it unaffordable for many fans, even in the United States itself. Mexico has also been troubled by cartel violence in the run-up. Now, to take a look ahead to the World Cup, I can welcome football journalist Thando Sevilla. Good morning, Thando, and thank you very much for joining us. We're a week away from the World Cup. How do you expect this tournament to go?
I guess for now, we're just waiting for the teams to arrive, all teams to arrive. I mean, just on Sunday, on the 31st of May, South Africa was supposed to depart from Johannesburg, and they couldn't charter their flights because of visa problems as well. So just to get things started, we would appreciate if all teams could arrive, and then we can start talking about the prospects of the World Cup. I guess this is one of the most least anticipated World Cups in this era.
A new Washington Post University of Maryland poll finds that most Americans oppose ICE agents being stationed at World Cup stadiums, and not narrowly either. Nearly 2/3 of Americans actually oppose it. And we'll get into the poll in a minute. But first, this comes as Trump's replacement for Kristi Noem got into a yelling match with Democratic leaders while discussing matters related to border security and, in turn, the World Cup. Mark Wayne Mullen, who has jumped at the chance to remind Americans of ICE's presence at World Cup games whenever he gets in front of the camera, and he's even threatened to shut down flights into sanctuary cities, 3 of them being main hubs for the World Cup, and tourism as a whole in America. See how well that would go if you were to cut off flights to those cities.
Racists take offense at peaceful protests. A racist, Mr. Secretary, would do what happened to Ruby.
Are you calling me a racist?
A racist.
I'm asking a question.
Reclaiming my time, asking him to shut up.
That's a pretty. That's
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up. It's my time.
I'm not going to let anybody call me a racist, Chairman.
I never called him a racist. It's my time.
It is, gentlemen, will suspend.
He will not.
Tell him to shut up.
Gentlemen, suspend. No, the gentleman will suspend.
No one will call me a racist. I'm Cherokee too. My family has been pretty tolerant.
I ask that my time be restored. I ask that my time be restored.
The clock has been stopped since I suspended the clock.
I will continue to interrupt as long as someone's sitting there assuming
I agree.
me a racist.
And as I said before, there will be no addressing anyone's character in a negative way. By the way, Mr. Green, I need you. When you're speaking, I need you to speak into the microphone because I can't hear you up here. But we will.
Evidently, his constituents heard enough of him because they voted him out of office.
Mr. Secretary, please. Again, we're almost done here today.
But he's not exactly easing the concerns of traveling fans either. And neither is he, according to the Washington Post University of Maryland poll, gaining back the confidence of Americans. Roughly 65% of Americans oppose ICE agents being stationed at US stadiums during the World Cup. I mean, that's not a small messaging problem, right? That's a major public rejection of the exact atmosphere that Trump's policies have created.
For an American who is worried that ICE's purpose at the World Cup is to arrest non-citizens, can you offer an assurance that they're there to secure?
Well, 18 months ago, most Americans didn't even know ICE existed. It's because media and the public has made them a villain somehow. I say the public has made the Democrats have made them some type of villain, yet they've always been there. So you just took them for granted. So when they're at these sporting events, we're not out there doing immigration enforcement, but we are looking for, maybe we have people that shouldn't be in this country because they're on a terrorist watch list. So
Mr.
if we find a
Secretary,
felon
what I
or we
hear
find
you
someone
saying
doing
is,
customs,
if
we're going to go
you
after them.
find a criminal, you will arrest them. But
Yes.
the mission at the World Cup is not immigration enforcement.
We're not there. Well, ICE always says immigration enforcement. We're always going to do that. But we're not there for solely that purpose. We're in there to do our job. Immigration, custom enforcement.
But immigration enforcement at the World Cup is not off the table because that is the mission of ICE.
We're not there to go round up mass individuals, but we are always looking for the worst of the worst. We're going to continue to do that.
This connects, of course, to the hotel crisis that we've been covering ahead of the World Cup, with the LA Times recently reporting that US World Cup hotel bookings are very disappointing and even pointed to Trump as a major reason. Forbes, as we've reported on in the past, have said that some hotel executives have just described the tournament as a non-event. And of course, the New York Post, of all outlets, even reported that foreign fans are skipping the US, threatening what was supposed to be a $30 billion economic boost for the country. And if you look at hotel operators in some of the main US cities, they are saying that reservations are lagging. And then you have 2/3 of Americans saying that they don't want ICE at the stadiums. The pattern becomes unavoidable. It shows that it's not just foreign visitors being anxious here. It's not just activists warning about rights violations. It's the broader American public looking at the idea of ICE around World Cup venues and saying, that's not a good idea. Meanwhile, the person in charge of border security continues to remind the public of such a presence, gloating about it even. And it also fits with the travel warning that we have reported on, right? More than 120 civil society groups, including the ACLU, have warned about traveling to the US ahead of the tournament. And these groups said that visitors should be wary of possible risks tied to immigration enforcement. And the Washington Post poll shows that Americans largely agree with the underlying concern.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino says that this will be the biggest and most inclusive Men's World Cup ever. But what does that mean for LGBTQ fans? Well, after criticism that surrounded the last two Men's World Cups hosted in Russia and Qatar, the tournament in the US, Canada, and Mexico was initially seen as a break for the LGBTQ community. But since the United States was announced as a co-host, the country has seen massive rollbacks on inclusive laws and policies. This has led to LGBTQ supporter groups, such as England's official fan group, 3 Lions Pride, announcing that they will not have a visible presence at this summer's tournament. Other queer supporter groups have followed suit, with organizations such as Human Rights Watch calling on FIFA to do more to keep LGBTQ fans safe in the US. In 2025, President Trump signed an executive order targeting transgender people. It included federal restrictions on language, pronouns, healthcare, access to facilities, military service, sports bans, and identification requirements. In addition to this, there are over 500 anti-LGBTQ laws being tracked in the United States. FIFA, however, has said that their position is clear. Everyone is welcome, and football must remain a space where all people feel safe, respected, and included. They say they are also committed to ensuring remedies for anyone who believes they may have been adversely affected in connection with FIFA tournaments or activities. This summer will also see the return of Pride Houses to the World Cup, a feature absent from Russia and Qatar, whilst a Pride match will be hosted in Seattle. Sky Sports has contacted the US Embassy for a comment. We are still awaiting reply at the time of this recording.
And it's not exactly theoretical either. In LA, for instance, if you look at protests that have already erupted at the potential role of ICE around the World Cup events. And the administration and local officials have tried in some way to calm people down. Some officials have said that ICE will not conduct civil immigration enforcement inside or around stadiums. LA County Sheriff Robert Luna said federal officials assured him that there would not be civil immigration enforcement by ICE at World Cup matches or events in LA in particular, though he also acknowledged that circumstances could change. And that's because under this administration, it's just a black box, right? We've seen it from Minneapolis to New Jersey, how quickly tensions can rise.
Keeping a close eye will be US Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agents, or ICE. there's fears about how they'll welcome the millions of international travellers.
We know what happens when local police are pulled into immigration enforcement. It leads to discrimination, it leads to racial profiling.
Some cities have confirmed that ICE won't patrol their World Cup games. What is expected at the borders, though, more checks for Ebola.
And it's this exact type of ambiguity that scares fans, workers, vendors, and visitors. People planning international travel do not want maybes. They want certainty to know that they'll be safe, they won't be stopped or targeted, and that the rules won't just suddenly change. And Americans here at home are making it clear that they don't want ICE looming over a global sporting event that's supposed to bring people together. They don't want stadiums turned into immigration checkpoints. They don't want the World Cup atmosphere defined by fear. But whether Trump likes it or not, the World Cup is fast becoming a stress test for his America. It is testing affordability, infrastructure, tourism confidence, hotel demand, visa policy, human rights, and America's ability to host the world without making the world feel unwelcome. And if you're looking at the results before the tournament even kicks off, it's not looking good. Hotels are underbooked, and now 2/3 of Americans say they don't even want immigration enforcement at the stadiums. It's not a smooth run-up to a global showcase. Maybe, I don't know, if we had someone who really knows ball overseeing things.
Spanish, including about traffic disruptions. If New Yorkers would like to do so, they should text SUMMER26 to 692-692. Again, that's SUMMER26 to 692-692. Throughout the World Cup, I will be sure to provide New Yorkers with constant communication. Before every match, we will share updates with New Yorkers on the news, on social media, and wherever else they get their information. I will close with this. Mario Balotelli, one of the greatest strikers in recent memory, once said about his muted goal celebrations, "When I score, I don't celebrate because I'm only doing my job. When a postman delivers letters, does he celebrate?" When New York City puts on a World Cup that is organized, that is safe, that runs smoothly and easily, will we celebrate? No, because we are only doing our job. New York City has the people, the preparedness, and the excellence to achieve a truly great World Cup.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.